What's good, everybody? Hope everybody's doing good on this Thursday evening. Um, I got a question, and I hope I get a lot of comments in here and a lot of feedback on this because it's a big issue, especially when you know when politics are involved. Okay, so my question is, can you be with a person if they are a Democrat or a Republican? So whatever you vote, however you vote, could you coexist and love and care for the opposite sex if they are voted differently than you? And okay, not opposite sex because they're just your other. Okay, I don't mean to say opposite sex because men and women, women and men, whatever. But can that be possible? And I'm saying beyond these Trump years, okay, because a lot of people just I can tell, like a lot of people who voted for Trump or who didn't vote for Trump, they're just out of. It's crazy how people are about that. But let's go beyond Trump, okay? Let's go the third year from 3 years from now. Could you date somebody who voted Republican? Can you date somebody who voted Democrat? It's a good question, right? So me personally, I can. You know what? It doesn't. To me, it doesn't matter on how you vote. As long as you vote, and that's the best thing I can say to give any advice. Go vote. If you don't vote, then you have no say, and I don't want to pay attention to anything that you have to talk about regarding the two parties, right? But me, I'm okay with it. Like yeah, we'll have different views about who we're gonna vote for, but that's not going to stop me from, loving or liking the person that I'm with just because they voted for a Democrat. Me, personally. Or a Republican. No matter what. Like, it's okay. You know what I mean? Because you have different views. We don't like the same music. We don't like the same movies. You might not like, the same foods. You know what I mean? Like, and then politics is just the same way. You don't like this politician because of this, and you don't like that politician because of that. But that's okay. To me, honestly, I can, I just hope that anybody can sit down when you talk about it, and this is between you two at your own home, in your own privacy, and sit down and talk about what it is, So like when the next 4 years comes, you guys don't have to vote for the same person. You know what I mean? I think that's totally ridiculous to not like somebody because of the way they vote. So I was just wondering, how many of y'all out there would be okay with it, But yeah, but to me it'd be perfectly fine. It's like, what I mean? We don't have to talk about it until 4 years from now. Yeah, I guess, to me anyway. So I'd like to know what you guys think. Put it down in the comments. And not just right now, because I understand the whole people hate Trump, you don't like him, but I'm saying beyond that, beyond Trump, because Trump's only going to be here for two more years. But after that, or even before that, did you have a relationship with somebody who, didn't agree with that, didn't want, a president in there, and did y'all get through it? Did y'all talk about it? Was it a big deal? Let me know in the comments. So, because that's important. I mean, you guys could be so great together, but just differently when you go to the polls. So let me know. Enough of that. I also wanted to talk about my son. He likes wrestling, right? And he was talking about, oh, Dad, this and this and this, and I'm like, I hate watching wrestling. It's fake, right? But I remember when I was a kid, I thought it was real too. I was like, man, wrestling. My dad took me to go see wrestling. I was living in Japan, and the American wrestlers Hulk Hogan and Jake the Snake and all them came to Japan in the Tokyo Dome or Center or whatever they called it, and they wrestled the Japanese wrestlers. And he took me there, and he knew it was fake, and I was like, "Oh man, this is real." I loved it. But I remember, and kids watching wrestling, like kids, like your parents took kids to go see wrestling. And then, it started going, you started watching on TV, the Royal Rumble, Survivor Series. If you go back and look at it when it was WWF, the whole crowd were kids, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then you had their parents sitting, next to them. But you saw a shitload of kids, right? A lot of kids there. And so, like I said, fast forward, it was a kid's show. It was you know what I mean? It wasn't real. It was fake. You knew it was going to happen. But as an adult, once I got to a certain point in wrestling, I was like, okay, yeah, this is dumb. I can already call it. You know what this is going to happen. How many times can you get punched in the face without bleeding and all this other stuff, right? So at a certain age, probably like I was 17 or something like that, I just stopped watching it. When the New World Order and they're like, suck it, all that shit, man, I didn't watch wrestling no more. I remember back in my day, Hulk Hogan was the shit, Macho Man Randy Savage, the Junkyard Dog, Coco Beware, Bad News Brown. I mean, I can go on and on. Oh, Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Mr. Wonderful, Paul Orndorff, all those guys were, they were the shit, and they had a character they played, and that's what I loved it the most. They had a character they played. Now, fast forward, like I said in '97, I really stopped watching wrestling. You know what I mean? Started getting into boxing and started getting into all different types of real combat games and whatever. But fast forward, my two older sons, they didn't really get into wrestling. But my youngest right now, he's 10, right? Oh no, he's 9. Sorry, shit. Fast forwarding, I'm going too fast. He's 9, and he loves wrestling. He's like, Dad, come on, let's go see. I forgot the guy's name. Yeet, whatever his name is. I don't know his name. I don't know their names, but the guys that they fight, the main two dudes that have been fighting forever and whatever. So, anyways, I ended up taking him to go to WWE here in when they came here in San Antonio, and I was like, oh man, I can already imagine it, like, oh, these little kids running around, like, you know what I mean, like, whatever. But I took it for my son because my son liked to watch the wrestling, and then I get there. And I'm in the line and I'm looking, and there's nothing but adults. Like grown-ass men walking around with belts on their shoulder, like, and I'm just like, get out the fuck out of here. Really? Like, just like they're walking like they, like big shit. Like, I'm like, I don't know. I was like, are you really, is it really that serious? Like, and then I'm there, and I'm surrounded by nothing but adults, like grown men. Yeet, ooh, yeah, screaming and yelling, and my son, there's like 3 or 4 other little kids around there doing it, and I'm excited for them, but grown men are like, yeet, ooh, I'm just like, oh my God, you never grew out of it. Like, like the boy in you never grew out of wrestling, and it's not real, it's fake, the storylines are crappy. You know what, wrestling is like watching porn to me. Like, the storyline's stupid, they don't know how to act, they get in there and they do whatever it is, and it's like, what? They really don't do that shit in real life. You know what I mean? Like, so to me, I'm sorry, that's what I compare it to. And then I'm watching wrestling with him. We had a great time. It was a blast. Ted DiBiase showed up, so I was like, oh, okay, yeah, Ted DiBiase. But other than that, it's cool. So we're walking out, and again, still nothing but grown ass men. Just weird. It's just weird to me. I don't know. I don't like wrestling. Excuse me. Everybody's got an opinion. You watch what you want to watch, whatever. I'm nobody to say anything, but this is my show, so I'm gonna be like, yeah, it's kind of weird, you know what I mean? And so I'm watching it on TV, you know, because my son's like, oh, Dad, can we watch this show? I was like, all right, cool, I'll watch the fight. And then I see in the stands nothing. So it's not just here in San Antonio; it's everywhere. Grown men. You barely see any 10-year-old kids in the front areas. Grown ass men watching other grown-ass men in tights wrestling, and fake wrestling at that. It's like not even real. Let's see if it's a boxing match or, you know, a jiu-jitsu match or whatever, UFC. Like, come on, okay, man, yeah, you want to see that shit, but wrestling, man, I think that's for the kids. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I just, maybe, you know, they just never got out of that stage. But I'm serious, like, it's funny to me. Grown-ass men walk around with WWE belts like they're champions and shit, and serious, not like acting like them or anything. I'm talking, I mean, these, you know, Mexicans walking around with belts and shit, you know, stocky Mexicans. I wish somebody would say something to me. You know, it's like, get out of here, that's garbage. Anyway, that's just it's funny to me. It's crazy. So anyway, man, we got Spurs fans out there, and NBA fans, period. But man, my Spurs are looking good. Like, I could sit there and I'm looking down at the whole deal. Like, if the playoffs will start right now, I'm saying Western Conference Finals at the least. You know what I mean? That we're going to the Western Conference Finals. Hands down, I thought maybe we'd make the playoffs this year, and then next year we'll come back, maybe make the Western. It'll take us a few years, but I believe we could win it all this year. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong or whatever in the comments. I'm pretty sure I got people from different places saying, "Nah, Lakers." You know, people are still on the Lakers, even though they're garbage. The only, you know, OKC is the only team that we're gonna see. We're going to see OKC in the Western Conference Finals because it's going to stay OKC Spurs, and we'll move all the way down to the bottom, and we'll meet them in the Western Conference Finals in OKC. That's probably where we'll see them. You know, other than that, the East, the Knicks, I believe is that's my prediction. Spurs, Knicks again, like 1999. They're going to go back at it. And I think we saw the preview of it during the Cup game. So I honestly think that nobody really can stop the Spurs. We're rolling on all cylinders like a well-oiled machine. Wemby's doing great. Castle, you know what I mean? Fox, Dylan. I mean, you name it, man. Where everybody's stepping up off the bench like, wow, everybody's giving points. You know, Champagny. Who else? Homeboy. Luke Cornett, you know, I mean, they're just rolling right. There's not a team that can beat us. Yeah, we lose against the teams that we shouldn't lose to, but we're winning against teams we should win and beating teams that are going to be in the playoffs. Yeah, you know, you got the Magic, they come out here doing good. The Pelicans once in a while, but the Pelicans do have a good team though. They're 2-3 pieces away from being contenders too. I will admit they are good. But other than that, I don't see anybody else coming out of the East. The Knicks are the team to beat to me, honestly. Yeah, you got Boston. Who else? The Pacers. I haven't really been following too much about the Pacers, but man, I tell you what, I just think that the Spurs are going. They're gonna win. I think we're gonna go to the Western Conference Finals for sure. There's no doubt in my mind that we will be in the Western Conference Finals. Will we win it? I don't know. It's scary because the Spurs haven't been there yet. You know, they are young. They are a young team. They do got some veterans, but they got Harrison Barnes there, but I don't think that's enough. So the inexperience is what will lose it for us, because in a sense, sometimes when they're going so fast, they don't stop the ball and hold it. You know, Pop used to be like, whoa, slow down. We got the lead. We're up 10 points. We're up 20 points. Calm it down. Take control. Nah, these guys, and it's the coach. He's like, go. and then we're shooting threes like crazy. We're not hitting them, and then we just forget about going to the basket, attacking the basket. No, everybody wants to shoot threes, and that's why we lose against those teams that we should be winning against, the lower tier teams. So that's the only thing. Just the inexperience is the only thing that's going to hold us back. But you know what? Hey, great players do great things. So, Wemby already proved that he's a great player. I mean, he look at the All-Star games. Y'all see that? I mean, Wemby said, like everybody talking about, he set the tone. He said, "I'm going in there to play. This ain't no game. I mean, this ain't no, exhibition match. People want to see a game." So I thought that was really good. Wemby, I'm no basketball analyst or anything like that, but I did play basketball. Wemby is so freaking tall. Like, I hate when he gets the ball and he puts it down here like this. Hell, why the hell would you do that? Like, you're just that's why he's always getting stripped or they're stealing the ball from him. You get that ball, boom, put it up here. They're gonna jump at you. Oh, slap your arms, dude. That's how a big man is supposed to play. Yeah, he's not a big man, but once he turns where he's up there, he needs to have the ball like this. You know what I mean? Like, okay, and then make your move. You know what I'm saying? They need to teach him that, because any big man, if you're that tall, you don't need to be down here like this. And then, man, they don't play any like spin pick and rolls where you just pick and roll and just throw that shit in the air, throw it as high as fuck. Nobody else gonna get it but him. That's the only thing I have to say about the Spurs. Like, you know what I mean? And the coach is good. I like him. I would have rather have a coach with more experience, especially with this team. But it's all good. It's all good. We're going to the Western Conference Finals. Mark my words. Like, there's no team that's going to stop us. So that's all I got to say about the Spurs. So you guys got anything? Don't go in the comments, guys. I see that you guys are watching me, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the love, the feedback y'all are giving to me. Guys are telling me great shows. I'm doing a good job. Keep it up. I appreciate that. Big time. You know what I mean? I love it. Just continue showing, continue liking it, subscribing it, share it. Tell all your friends about it. Tell all your friends, tell all your people, family members, whatever. Like, it's only gonna get better. I know you guys saw a couple of I had one show with had an interview with Liliana. That was a good show. Very good. People are really responding to that show. So definitely want to get more interviews, more people coming in here. You know what I'm saying? Like the Elizondo brothers. Need to get y'all on here. Adam, get you on here. Lovely Latina. She's from TikTok, really doing good on TikTok. I'd love to have you sit across here and you can talk and promote and all that good stuff. So definitely Mario, you know what I mean? So you definitely Damon, Devious. I gotta get you out here. Come down whenever you're coming out from Austin. Come down here and we'll shoot the shit, man. We can get it going. I think that's just what it is. It's cool. Me talking about whatever I want to talk about, but when you're engaging with people, it could get better, and more people will see that and they'll engage, and you know what I'm saying. So sometimes I'm not always good at spitting out more topics and things like that. And sometimes I'm like, what do I talk about? Because it's tough. If you ever want to be a podcaster, you just got to know what you're gonna say. Because like me, for example, I'll sit here, I'll be at my couch or I'll be doing something and I'm thinking, I'm gonna talk about this, and this would be a good episode. And then I get in front of the camera and I'm like, what was I gonna say? Or I don't talk about enough. And then I'm like, oh dang, I should have said that. So, but definitely fun if you guys want to do it. I enjoy doing this. I enjoy just spreading what I believe in or whatever I want to talk about. And it's not all, of course, obviously, no one's going to agree on a lot of stuff. I'm pretty sure there's a wrestling fan saying, man, you know what I mean? Or there's a Laker fan out there saying, the Spurs are going to win. Or there's a woman over there saying, I could never, ever, ever date a Republican. Or there's a man saying, I'll never date a woman Democrat. You know what I mean? So that's good. But let me know. Shit, I want to know. So, okay. Okay, one more topic before I go. Okay? And because I this is a show on Netflix that I love to watch and it makes me happy, is Love is Blind. Does anybody watch that? First off, do you believe that Love is Blind? Can you go into a pod and not see the person and fall in love with them? Could you do that? Me personally, I could. I mean, I think I think it's the best way to do it. Honestly, like you're talking to somebody, you have no idea what they look like, no idea what ethnicity they are, what their background is. Does he have a big butt? Is he handsome? Does he have muscles? Does he have tattoos? Does he have a beard? You don't talk about stuff like that. So you don't, you got your same type of girl that you go for, the same type of man that you go for, and you're on the opposite side and you have no idea what he looks like. Then you start getting into it. Like, it's like, okay, yeah, I do like that. I do, this is what you just start connecting. And yeah, emotionally, you'll fall in love with that person. Because there's another person that you're talking to, and it's like, she's nothing I would even consider dating or talking to. It's boring. I don't like this one. But this one here, man, she's got it. And there's another one that, oh man, she's got it, or he's got it, or whatever. And you emotionally connect and you fall in love. I believe that happens a lot. I mean, I would love that. You know what I mean? Then, after you find love, you say, oh, but, you get married. And then you're just like, what? How can you get married to somebody you don't know? But the emotional deal is important. And so then you meet them, and you guys see it, right? They come and they see each other for the first time, and then they're like, "Oh my God, you are very attractive." I've only seen one season where the girl was like, "Ugh," like, "Oh my God, I don't want to be with this guy." No, because they're not gonna do you wrong. They're gonna put good-looking people, or okay to people, and put them in their groups, like whatever, right? So then you match with them, and you're like, oh my God, you are pretty. This is perfect. This is what I want, mentally and physically. I'm in love. I love the person that you are. I love the way you look. I would definitely go for you if I were in the world without doing this. But then here's the part that breaks up them all. All the ones that don't get married, this is what breaks them up. It's the what you do after that you didn't talk about in the pods. Like, I like it when there's several things that are different that you do that gets on people's nerves, the way you live, or the way your people around you are doing, what you did before you went out to the show. Like, if you were a player and you were out there having all these women and blah blah blah, and you say, oh, you know what, I want to find somebody, you fall in love with them, you meet them, but then you get into the real world and those same women are still there, and you're not mentally prepared for that, you're gonna lose. You're not gonna get married. That's the bad part about it. Women too, they're the same way. If they oh, you know what, you were so great in the pods, but once we get out into the world, I'm a real career driven person, and I'm up here and you're down here, and I don't want you anymore. Once you get involved and you bring the whole world in, that's when the shit gets difficult. You know what I mean? And then you have guys in there that are like, oh, I like you, but I like you. But then I like you. Oh, but like this last episode, I forgot the guy's name, but he was like messing around. He was talking to two different girls and messing around with their minds. They're like, what are you going to do? Who are you going to choose? And he was like, I'll choose you. And then she'd be like, okay, good. And then she walks out, and the girl comes in. He goes, oh, you know what? I choose you. And then guess what happens? Guess what happens when you as a man can't make a decision on two women? What happens? They both leave. And you're sitting there like, what the fuck? So it's a good show. I love watching it. I love watching it. It's the season right now. This guy falls in love with this girl. She's older. They're like 6 years probably difference. They talked about this and that, and then they get out in the real world. He's attracted to her, but it's not his type of girl. Like, man, the girl's really pretty too. Like, I think she's probably one of the prettiest girls on there. And she's a doctor. She's pretty. She's she just has it all, and she's in love with this dude, right? And he's saying he's in love with her too, and then all of a sudden he goes and sits there and says, I don't like you because you don't work out. I date girls that work out. Like, where was that in the pods? Like, and then she's there sitting there all fucking sad and shit because you want a different size woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, man, I tell you what, man, guys sometimes are really stupid. Like, you're really dumb. You know, and trust me, I could be that way too. Most guys can be, and most women can be. You know, but that's okay. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to nip it in the butt as soon as possible, especially if all you're doing is communicating right off the bat. You never see the person and you're communicating that. That needs to be the first thing you say is, do you work out? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you work out? No, I don't. Okay. Do you? You know, I don't know if they sit there and say, well, are you chunky, a thick girl, a skinny girl? You know what I mean? I don't know. They don't show any of that. But I'm sorry. I know I would ask that. Are you a thick girl? Are you a skinny girl? I don't want to tell you because I don't want you to be thrown off. Well, if I find out that you're a skinny girl, this whole thing is wasted and I like fat girls. You know what I mean? Like, I like thick girls. I'm sorry, not fat. I like thick girls. And then you get out there in the world and I'm like, why didn't you just fucking tell me? Because I told you I like thick girls. Now we just wasted the whole fucking time in the pods because you couldn't tell me if you were skinny or fat. You know what I'm saying? Or thick or whatever. You know, same thing when when you work, like, oh, are you out there a lot dating? And you're like, no, I just started to date. Duh, 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 duh. And then you get out in the world and the girl finds out that you've been dating all these women. So that's crazy. The other thing too is hard about that show is if you actually connect with 2 or 3 people in those pods, and you catch feelings for one of them, and or both of or 3 or 2, 2 of them, and you end up choosing one, then they show them all together, and they come out and they're like, oh hey, and then the girl that's more your type and you did like, but you just something about this other girl that she talked better than this one, and then you see her and you're like, what did I do? Like, I should have fucking chose number 2 versus number 1. That's gotta be tough, and that shit happens a lot in that show. Well, it's crazy. But so back to it, I really do think that you do fall in love and you can be engaged with somebody just by talking to them, not looking at their appearance or anything, because that, it's what it's on the inside. Everyone talks about, oh, it's not about the outside, it's on the inside, because it really is about the inside. It is about the inside, and it is about what, before you see somebody, because a lot of times when you see somebody, when you see a pretty girl or you see a hot guy, you're like, damn, he's hot, and then you don't care about what he thinks or what she thinks or what she does or what. You're like, okay, I can work with it, I can fix it, I can, women got a lot of problems, I can fix them, or guys are. No, I think guys are more upfront. Like, nah, I don't like you because you don't do this. But, and I may be wrong. I just think that it's just tough. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know where I was going with that. I forgot my train of thought. But yeah, it's tough. Like, because women are wanting to, when you see somebody fine, and you're like, oh my God, you forget, you don't care about anything else. And then that's when those. You're trying to be with what you're not, and he's trying to be what he's not, and then that's how that shit gets toxic and blah. You know what I mean? Like I said, you know what I mean? It's like, it's toxic. Like, I'm trying to get him to be a Republican, and I'm trying to get her to be a Democrat, or I don't want him watching wrestling, but he watches wrestling and he's 50 years old, still running around in fucking John Cena chones. You know what I'm saying? So those things you gotta find out first. I think that it's great to do that. I think I would love to go on Love is Blind, because I think it'd be better for me versus seeing somebody that I find attractive and I'm always going for that, and then end up not working out. Because how do you know? Like me, a Latina Mexican girl that's real, just really my type, you know what I mean? Big booty, and everything like that, like my type, and I go for that because that's my type. When really she's my type, but not same mentality as I have. How do you know a skinny girl's not supposed to be the girl for me? You never know. So you just gotta be open minded. But like I said, I love the show. I'm gonna watch it right now. I think I got one more episode and I'm caught up. So, other than that, guys, I appreciate you guys listening to me once again. And I'm gonna try to get some more people come in here with and holler at me and get down here and just talk about some good things. Cause when I'm at the barbershop, we get all kinds of people in there. We talk and it's just perfect. I'm like, man, I need to do that in my podcast. You know what I'm saying? So it gets you guys involved and it gets creative and you guys are like, oh shit, it's fun. I love it. You know what I mean? Cause it's gonna get better. Trust me. It only gets better. But other than that, I'm done. I'm gonna go. I gotta put away some clothes that I haven't done, and I gotta, I don't know. I gotta do a lot of shit. So, but anyways, I'm done for now. So, love you guys. Be distinguished, stay distinguished, learn something. Don't get in trouble. All right, y'all. Later.